everyone. It's been a few weeks, and I apologize. It's just been crazy, beginning of the school year, getting back into things. As you can see behind me, I'm Christmas lights. I'm in the teenagers' room because there's absolutely no quiet space in this house right now. But I did want to do a video and kind of update everyone as to what's been going on and what's been happening. And I even have like handy dandy notes that I've been kind of taking throughout the weeks. So since my last video, celebrated our 18th wedding anniversary, which just seems crazy. I mean, who's married for that long anymore? But it was great, we had a night out, we walked the city, we had a really nice dinner, stayed up too late, I drank wine, and then on our actual anniversary, we actually went up to Brainerd Lake and did about 5 miles at 10,500 feet, which is about 3,200 meters, I think. And I didn't suffer too badly. I mean, I was sore the next day, but I didn't have air hunger. It wasn't hard. Now, it was not an exceptionally hard trail, but even the flattest of trails at 10,000 feet plus, it's going to be a stress on your body. So that is a huge gain. I have incorporated and joined a little Pilates deal. That demo class, 30 minutes, blew me up. I mean, lit my body up like the 4th of July. So it was really interesting to really see how the Lyme, and then I had a car accident back in the 90s, mid-90s, how it's really affected the left side of my body and how my brain compensates with sending signals to different parts to compensate for, lack of accessing the oblique or the hip region on the left or all these stuff. So when you have your feet up in these little stirrup things and you're attached to a cable and you're trying to like line them up so they're in this like, it's not pretty. But I've gone back. So right now I go once a week, I do one class. Second class blew me up a little, not bad. Last night was my third one, and I didn't go in the sauna like I was supposed to afterwards, but relatively I'm okay. I'm sore in spaces, but I slept, and I've had a little bit of a sleep disruption here and there over the last couple of weeks. So the fact that I actually was able to sleep was fantastic. Before treatment, a majority of my pain was basically from the hips all the way down. My legs were just constantly on fire and jumping, and I mean, I'd get up in the middle of the night and I'd have to stretch and do yoga and all those kinds of things. And since treatment, the quads, low back, glutes, all of that are okay. It's primarily calves and feet, which of course is Bartonella. So my body's really working hard to fight that off. And I'm just employing, massage, and we have this device. It's called the thumper. Like some chiropractors used it in the 90s, and that's actually how long we've had ours. But it gets into that muscle, and it really is like, it literally is like, and so it's like having a shiatsu massage kind of, and then between that and the roller and doing those other things, knock on wood, I think I might actually be getting to the root of it, I'm hoping. So that's been going on. What else do I have in here? Oh, so some of the other things that I've noticed is, as far as the boy wonder is concerned, I was holding on for dear life, just getting him to his basic therapies. For those of you that are new and joining us, my smallest human, boy wonder, is 4, going to be 5 in November, autistic, super high probability that it's neuro-Lyme. We've done one IGeneX test and it came back negative. But we are pursuing possible treatments and more lab work for him. So he goes to an autism program 3 days a week, and then he has preschool 4 days a week. And so that was about as much as I could handle, besides doing all of our intermittent therapy at home. And since I've been back, we've added gymnastics, which has just been fantastic for his neuro pathways and tracking left, right, and doing really cool things with his body. And we've added swimming, which that's a mess, but that's a story for another day. He loves water and he doesn't want to be told what to do. He wants to go and do what he wants to do. So, well, what are you going to do? He's 4. So what else have we done? We've done back to school night, which, meeting all of Isabella's high school teachers and seeing what her schedule is like is just insanity. I mean, like, what? Her high school's 3 stories. She's got classes all over the place. But I can see why she loves school so much. And so we've also weathered the home football games, homecoming, the homecoming dance, Bella in a nice semi-formal dress with heels. Papa Carter was about to have an aneurysm, but again, a story for another day. Poor James, he just has, poor guy. So one of the things that has been interesting for me is the self-care piece. There's a good year and a half where I was just meticulous about it. And then come the last holiday season, coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my, hiking buddy passing away, and then my new hiking buddy, TJ, having cluster seizures that basically aged him 5 years and 4 months. So it's really hard for him to do the mileage, which are just ridiculously lame excuses, but I don't know, it's stupid to feel guilty about going hiking without your dog, but it is what it is. When I was sick, or more sick, no, because I'm not sick, I'm on the road to recovery. So when I was really ill, I knew when I had reserves and when I didn't. And I knew what that reserve looked like, what it felt like, how much I had, how far I could push it, the spoon theory. Can I borrow from tomorrow? That kind of thing. And since treatment, I don't have a good gauge yet. So I know I have reserves. I know my reserve cup has stuff in it. It's just, I don't know how much. So I'm pretty frequently almost bankrupting myself because I don't have a good feel yet for it. And so when to push a little bit more, when to hold back. Then you get into that weird space of you're like, I don't want to F any of this up, and so I don't know if I can push or should I push, and that whole little mind pain in the ass game that goes on. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of, is just trying to learn my new normal. And you have to actually spend energy to make energy. And so being able to spend the right amount and figure that out. And that's been a little more difficult than I thought it would be. And I'm a little annoyed by it. Not going to lie, more than a little annoyed. You should hear me with my negative all over myself, at least twice a week. As I'm like, I don't understand why I can't fucking figure it out. Anyway, so that's kind of what I got going on. So Bella, doing really well, having a little bit of a pizza addiction because there's this really great pizza place right across from her high school. So we have some dysbiosis that we're trying to clear up for her, got her back on some gallbladder stuff, just trying to keep everything moving and grooving, because the kid can't do lactose and yet she eats pizza every day. So I wonder how that all happened. I have made changes to the protocol. And I've been getting a lot of questions about that. So I'm going to do a completely separate video on that right after this one. And I'll go down to the kitchen and kind of lay that all out for everybody. So what we did is we stuck with our post-treatment protocol verbatim, minus the natural antibiotic piece. So the teasel root, the sarsaparilla, the cat's claw / cemento. We did not do that piece just because school was going to start like right when we got back, and we had some stuff that I wanted to make sure Bella had a good feel for her body before we started glitching again. So at the 8-week mark, we did put those back into play. And for me personally, I definitely felt like, ooh, I still have some gunk that my body is working on. And Bella, she did pretty well. For as much energy as she's expending, she's doing phenomenally well. She's not bankrupting her system like she was in the beginning. She just has more slack in her line. She does pretty much hunker down for one day on the weekend and kind of is in her sweats and doing her thing. But considering, you know, everything that she's got going on, it's fantastic. I mean, her room's a disaster. I wish she would spend as much energy on, or half the energy on her room as she does on her homework. That would be fantastic. So I have made changes. I've added HTP. I noticed, you know, when I was in Germany, I started dreaming for the first time in over a decade. When I got home, I was still dreaming, and then all of a sudden, just one day, I woke up and was like, I'm not dreaming anymore. So, you know, did some Vega testing, added a product called Sleep Reset that has GABA and melatonin in it. Added that, and then added 2 caps of the 5-HTP a day. Kind of phased out some other stuff, so I will not continue with that, but we'll do another video on that. I'm still having to watch my sugar intake. Still have some weird random tongue swelling that I can't, it definitely is connected to sleep and stress and sugar. So that part is still really turbulent a little bit, trying to figure that out. We've had over a week of solid rain and high 40s, low 50s in the weather. So typically that would put me completely offline, and that hasn't happened. So that's fantastic. Let's see. What else? What else do we have here? Oh, so just some new weird random symptoms. My left hand has been swollen for like 3 weeks. On the palm, like right in here. So I thought maybe I banged it or did something. Can't figure it out. Now it's like spread to my fingers. No wedding ring, can't get it on, can barely, especially this, the middle. It's really swollen, can barely bend it. So that's an interesting thing that I'm kind of tracking, and so is my DO. That's about it. It's been a lot. It's been busy. Trying to, yeah. Oh, I read a magazine article from start to finish. Yay! It's so lame, but it's so exciting because, quite honestly, I couldn't track. I couldn't keep it in my brain. Doing better with remembering things, scheduling things, being on top of it a little bit more. Still trying to find the time on how to start actually working again, supporting James and his deal, and then also doing my own thing with his skincare. And just really, you know, we've just jumped in, and life is evolving, you know, and moving 1,000 miles an hour, and one day turns into the next, and that turns into a week. And so part of the structuring, new restructuring, is to make sure that I am doing these videos once a week and making time, regardless of whether or not I've showered or having a good day or a bad day or whatever. It needs to happen, and I'm sorry, you guys, that's really, I suck, but I'm trying. Although, you know, Yoda, try is a powerless word, do. So, love and light, health and wellness, and protocol video coming, okay? 2 more steps, you guys. Thank you all for checking in. Thank you all for all your questions. I've had a lot of people call me about Germany, my thoughts, my experiences, and again, if you guys, please reach out. I mean, there's a few people out there that will tell you that I am real, and I actually do respond. I do. Not to my children, but to you guys I will. So have a great weekend, and I will talk with you soon. Okay.